Alright guys, so we are indeed playing some more. It looks like that guy's playing vanilla something. I don't know what he's actually playing. But there is new vanilla support. There was a Link monster. I'm assuming that's what he's playing, because why the heck would you just Dream Warwolf set 6 cards past? Hopefully we can draw into that card that just bounces everything back and then he's just going to rage quit. But anyways, new some more. We got the new boss monster. Pretty good stuff. We got trade-in. We got some more arrival. It's not looking too bad at all. Let's go ahead and activate trade-in real quick, and then we'll see what we can draw into. I really like this card in this deck. Maybe get Ash four-headed. No! Wow, this guy's probably going to be rage quitting on me, like, right now. Honestly. But we're going to go ahead and activate this. So we're going to go ahead and discard a Simorgh card. And then we're just going to search out for whatever. Alright, so we get to search off a small one. We're going to go ahead and search off the small one that says add any Simorgh card from our deck to our hand. We just have this one we can follow up that to play with, and then we're going to go ahead and go for the Darkness Simorgh, and then we're going to immediately send Darkness Simorgh right to the graveyard via the effect of this. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of the Simorgh because we don't want to deal with any back row. Send it all back. Send it all back, man. Alright. And then now we have access to, of course, special summoning this card. And we can also reduce the level of something in the grave, but instead what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate this card's effect, and we're actually just going to run over that, and then basically set up for our following turn. So we're going to go ahead, and when this card is summoned, we get to get another summon. Say yes to this. That's going to give us access to this. And then this one lets us add any Simorgh card from our deck to our hand. So we're going to go ahead and get that effect. And then we're going to go ahead and get this Simorgh Lord of the Storm. And then now we're going to go ahead and place this. And this card has 2 different effects. We can normal summon a Winged Beast monster. Also, we have another effect where we can reduce the level. So we can go ahead and summon this card over here. And, oh, you know, I could have done it probably a better way. It probably would have been better, and I could actually get, could have gotten more damage. But we're going to now get the effect of Darkness Simorgh. So this is basically how the deck plays. You know, I've had a lot of duels where people just quit, but it's pretty much just this. And then what you can do is you can summon like another card again. It does get banished when it goes away, but this is basically the premise of the deck. And then what you can do is we still have the option to special summon another card, because why not? I'm just going to go all in just because this is basically showcasing off what the deck can do. And then from here we can make whatever card, well, there was Bladefly as another option. But anyways, now we have a bunch of targets that we can use to negate everything that our opponent does. If I had the OG Dark Simorgh, I can't believe the guy's still staying in the game. He's probably like, what the heck's going on here? I, again, have no idea if he's using the newer vanillas, but at this point, most decks will be in a position where they're not so good, because all we do is just throw up the anti-spell fragrance. I technically could have gotten 1800 more damage in, so as soon as his turn starts, we're just going to hit him up with that anti-spell fragrance. I know he has a bunch of traps. This is basically the deck. But I did want to showcase off another duel here. I actually had, there was, I think it was this one over here. Okay, this one is a little bit more of a lengthy duel, but we're here, of course, to show off the new Dark Simorgh stuff. And this build over here is a little bit different than mine, but it's utilizing the chicken here, and this card's not that bad. Now, Marshmallow's actually really tough for this deck to deal with, but there is an older Simorgh card that I'm personally not playing, but I did want to like give it a shout out here to showcase it off. But basically the goal again, I do also have regular Dark Simorgh, although this card is pretty much outdated. The goal is to anti-spell fragrance Dark Simorgh, and then you have the Darkness Simorgh, which every turn or every time that you're tributing to bring out a dark or wind monster, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, which is really cool. It doesn't have to be a Simorgh archetype, although from what I showed you guys can see like the deck can just spam out like 4 monsters really fast. And that's right, Greatfly. Bladefly is the OG card, Greatfly is the Link monster, but anyways, Greatfly will boost up the stats by 500 and potentially reducing your opponent's stuff as well But I basically went through like most of the card effects, but he's going to go ahead and get number 41. But I could have actually banished the field spell and only attributed one monster by reducing the level. Like I said, I could have got 1800 more damage. I might have been able to actually finish him off if I had went and made a link monster after still keeping that 1800 one. But nonetheless, I mean, you guys are pretty much going to get the idea of how the deck plays. What happens is Darkness Simorgh has that effect where if a spell, trap, or effect is activated, you tribute a winged beast monster to negate and destroy that card. Now, with the Simorgh Lord of the Storm, because there's 2 boss monsters, and you guys saw us, we got out them. Now, and when a spell, trap, or effect is activated, you tribute a wind monster, winged beast, and then you shuffle one card your opponent controls in the deck. So this one negates and this one shuffles. So basically, you have both of the options. You have negate and then shuffle, and then I ended the board with 3 monsters versus having less because I wanted to show off more of the negations. But like I said, I could probably have pushed for a game, but I wanted to see if he could actually do anything with anti-spell and of course both the negations. Now this guy, he's taking a step further over here. Harvey is summoning the Apex Avian. And this card will, of course, negate anything, and then you can distribute some of the cards that you don't need, and you can just have them come right back. When you get double of these is when it gets pretty nasty, because then you have, like... You obviously can't... well, in this instance, he couldn't get both, but it is... Where is it? Because you can only use each of the following effects of it once per turn anyway, so he's going to go ahead and activate that strike. But Marshmallow proven to be too good against this deck. I actually didn't find out what happened at the very end. But yeah, this card, just being able to search out for whatever you want. There's even Swallow's Nest. And I'll talk about some of the tech in here. So he's playing Simorgh Bird of Ancestry. This is the older card. But both players can tribute wind monsters with 1 less tribute than required. And then on top of that, you can reduce them by 2 in the first place. Which will be interesting because then I guess you just normal summon an 8 because the Simorgh Arrival reduces level by 1. This also can reduce level by 1. And there's another card. The card that I used where I just bounced back to everything, like that replay, even though like it was kind of a very one-sided, that showed off everything that I needed to, and so I'm going to use that one instead of just trying to get more. But I thought this one was interesting because like, what do you do against the Marshmallow? You need the older Simorgh to deal with it. Not that like it's that common that people are going to be running like Spirit Reaper or Marshmallow, but I can't see it being like a valid thing. Like you're just like, what do you deal with? Like, I don't even know how you're going to play counter fairies when you can't even set. I mean, you're playing against pendulums, what are they going to do, set? Like, I have a recorded pendulum duel, but it was kind of just unfair. It's basically, I threw up a Dark Simorgh in anti-spell turn 1, and he just quit. But the deck, after playing for a couple tries, I just feel like the deck really lacks... Well, I was trying to showcase it off, but every time I would Simorgh this, they just go like, okay, GG, and then just leave. Because it's annoying, like, to not be able to play any of your spells, no traps, and then you have, like, one card that can negate anything. It's just, I understand why people quit. It's just like how the power creep in Yu-Gi-Oh! Has just gotten further and further, but the deck is not what I would consider OP by any means. It needs way more support. Now, a lot of the hands can be kind of bricky sometimes, even though, like, you look at the deck and you're like, well, you can discard 1 Winged Beast monster and search out 2 Simorgh monsters, and then you have a card that searches out any Simorgh. But, like, even just getting out like a high attacker, you have to additionally have monsters on board. So you basically have to use every single card in your hand for the most part to make boards that are really good. There's a lot of better decks that you can use like 1 or 2 cards to make a very established board. And because you're limited to, of course, going for wind monsters when you're special summoning them from the graveyard, when your opponent controls no spell and traps, and then remember they get banished at the end. So basically it's like a 1-turn deck, and I feel like it has to go very hard. As far as grind games go, maybe you can reutilize the Darkness Simorgh again and again, but you're going to need a lot of other cards to potentially get out that other Tribute Summon monster, then hopefully you can get this card's effect out. I don't know. I was playing Triple Called, and obviously that is not like bad by any means, but we'll go ahead and I'll give you guys the brief tech profile, but I want to know what actually happens with this. Harvey's Featherstorm is actually a really great card as well. He's going to go ahead and activate Honest. Oh gosh, he's going to negate that, but then he's getting negated by the Solemn Strike, so Avian's going away. This is actually a much better duel than I thought. I just thought it was funny that like there's 2 Marshmallows, and even Bear Statue is not bad over here. Because I looked at his deck, and then I basically just took all the cards that I wanted to out. I don't think Bear Statues is that bad of... Oh, gosh. The triple Marshmallow threat, dude! Like, it's funny, but like this deck can't deal with just like it can't be destroyed because there's no like real destruction unless your opponent is doing something, because both these cards require your opponent to do something. With the exception of, again, of the older Simorgh card, which I guess he only plays one copy of. I didn't even play that card myself. I felt like it was outclassed. I'm like, dude, there's much better options. But when you have Great Flight and even just Barrier Statue, which you can still make in this deck, and just normal summon this and then keep on special summoning the other cards, then just go for a Great Flight. And then at that point you have 1800 that requires them to normal summon to run over, which some decks just don't have that option. They're all running cards that are like, you know, 1500 and under, and they can't get over this, so they basically just scoop it up. So, wow, win by deck out against Marshmallow. That was a surprising ending. I thought this guy was going to win somehow by this guy decking out, but turn of events, that's for sure. Anyways, let's go and talk about the deck. Literally, that one video showed you guys every single thing except for summon Hanzo, go straight into Dark Simorgh, courtesy of Ninjutsu Art of Transformation. But there is one card that I didn't technically show off, which I don't really like. It's supposed to make it so your opponent can't just attack the smaller monsters, but Simorgh Storm's Forth is a continuous trap card that says your opponent monsters cannot target winged beast monsters you control for attacks except the winged beast monster you control with the highest attack, either if tied. Your opponent cannot target winged beast monsters you control with card effects except the winged beast monster you control with the highest attack. So basically, it lets you get off your combo, and this card can't even be targeted if it's tribute summoned in the first place. And then on top of that, you can send 2 Simorgh monsters whose original levels are 7 or higher with different original attributes, and this card you control the graveyard and return as many cards on the field as possible to the hand. If you do, take 500 damage for each card returned to the hand, then inflict damage to your opponent equal to the damage you took. You can only use this effect if it once per turn. Basically, what you do is you summon a bunch of cards, literally like that guy did in the first play. You do a bunch of damage, and then you just be like, okay, I'm gonna burn you for the rest. I just didn't like that, and I know it has that effect where you can't target your small monsters, but I'd rather just play Called because it's just more consistent and it just has more utility. Also, impermanence is great. But I really like this card. I was really hoping this card would be better, but honestly, after testing, I don't really recommend playing 3 because you can kind of brick harder, especially with the Hanzo plays. But the Hanzo plays, again, it allows you to have a turn 1 play where you can go special this, go for Hanzo, get those additional normal summons. This one does require you to have a Wind Wing Beast, which, hey, there you go. So like there are combos where you can go Chicken, Hanzo, which will basically go into a Dark Simorgh. And then you have the option to get an additional normal summon, which then can lead you up to way more combo-licious plays, but it's not that consistent, just as a heads up. At least that's my experience with it. But I do really like trade-in because most of the time, like, you don't really need these cards in your hand, and this card is literally a free card. We didn't show another effect of Lord of the Storm, though. Even though I mentioned the negate effect, he also has another effect. When he's in the graveyard, and when any winged beast monster you control is destroyed by battle, while it's in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Which is counterproductive to the card called the Storm's Forth, because the Storm's Forth wants you to actually not have your smaller monsters attack, so you can force them to attack the bigger monsters, and then get back this card. I don't know. The archetype is kind of a mess right now, but it's not absolutely terrible. The deck actually has a little bit of potential. But anyways, now that you guys have seen the gameplay and the deck in action, let me know your thoughts down below on it. Do you guys think the deck is good? Is it meh? There's a lot of times where this deck just folds. I don't know. I've seen, even when I was playing against Mirror Match, unfortunately, like that, I ended up making this, which I didn't know he was playing it, so it didn't actually help me out. But the deck is just meh. Again, in the future, maybe with some more support, the deck can be looking pretty good. I know that there is a Gusto build, but I don't really want to set monsters past. It's too slow for me, but I think that might be another build. But this is just one build. If you guys have suggestions, let me know in the comment section below for the new Double Boss Simorgh cards that came out. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like on it. And if you're new here, hit the subscribe button to see the new Yu-Gi-Oh cards in action. And if you guys want to send me replays of any other different Simorgh builds, I don't really have interest in playing the Gusto build, but I would like to see it. I'm just not a set one card pass. That's Yu-Gi-Oh a long time ago for me. Now you got to be fast, and the deck tries to be fast, but again, it's a hefty investment. That's how I feel about the deck. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. And I would like to see your guys' builds. So if you want to send replays, yeah, feel free to send them in. But anyways, thanks for watching, and peace.